You might find it unsettling to know that many of the things that affect you on a daily basis in this world are still a mystery to humanity. Everything from the cure for the common cold to our solar system, and even consciousness itself, has not been explained. Here are 10 mysterious discoveries that remain unexplained. Number 10 is the inside of a black hole. What's just outside of a black hole has been documented, specifically everything within the event horizon, a point where gravity pulls so strongly that something would have to achieve the speed of light just to escape being pulled inside. However, that being said, even light is sucked in and made absent, hence the name black hole. But what's inside of these invisible gravity wells in space, we simply don't know. But what might surprise you even more is that we can't even see them. The only way that we even know that they're there is because of the effect that they have on the space and light around them. The prevailing theory is that inside, there's a one-dimensional point called a singularity, where density and gravity become infinite, curving space-time equally infinitely. But until we can find a way to effectively look into one, no one can know for sure. Number 9 is the cure for the common cold. With all the cures and vaccines that humankind has developed, you'd think something like the common cold would have to be dealt with by now. And it's not even that there's a lack of subjects that carry it. In fact, the word common is right in its name. Doctors and scientists have developed treatments and offered up remedies to soothe the symptoms. However, there is yet to be an actual cure to the illness. However, that being said, an important discovery might very well be right on the horizon. According to a paper published in January of 2016, we could see an immunization that pumps up our immune systems to the point that a rhinovirus or viral agent responsible for the illness wouldn't affect us. Unfortunately, at the current moment, there's no way to completely keep yourself safe from the common cold, or the effects that might come with it. Number 8 is time travel. You probably look at time travel the way that most others do, as a piece of science fiction with no real basis in the real world, other than our desires to go back and maybe right some wrongs that we or others have committed. But the subject does get attention in the scientific community. In fact, some of the most famous minds in science have made theories on it, including Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking. For instance, Einstein theorized that if you traveled through space-time at roughly the speed of light, time would slow down for you while moving normally for the rest of us. After, say, 5 years at that pace, you might come back to find nearly 50 years have passed here, and all your friends have become old. But that's just going forward. There could one day be a way to go back. We just haven't discovered it yet. Number 7 is consciousness. Incredibly, something that you're experiencing this very moment is also something you likely barely ever think about, possibly because you don't know exactly what it is. The top minds in psychology have wrestled for most of their lives with one very large conundrum. What is consciousness? The truth is, despite a number of people trying to explain it, there is no accepted answer. After all, ask yourself at this very moment, how do you know that you are what you are? We're aware that we live, but consciousness is not a tangible thing, so it's frustratingly hard to put into words. We can map the brain and determine how it gets blood or communicates with other parts of our body, but just how your brain matter is stuck together in your head and how it actually thinks, that's a mystery that has yet to be solved. Number 6 is alien life. It's becoming harder and harder to justify the idea that we're alone in the universe. There are at least 100 billion stars in the universe, and as many as 50% of them have a system of planets orbiting them. Millions upon millions of planets far away enough from their star to be capable of supporting life could be out there, so the odds of finding it should be high. However, it's just that the universe is colossal, and we are incapable of seeing it all. The discovery of alien life would change the entire world, causing curiosity, panic, and a race to communicate and even reach them. But until solid evidence of another habited planet is found, or first contact is made with an alien race, the very existence of extraterrestrial life is just a theory. But not so much if, but when it is finally discovered, it could have devastating impacts on our society if our consciousness does not change to be more accepting. Number 5 is the cure for cancer. Alarmingly, cancer is the second leading cause of death worldwide, behind heart disease, claiming 8.8 million lives in 2015 alone, the biggest killers being lung and liver cancers, followed closely by colorectal, stomach, and breast cancers. These diseases are devastating the world's population, and tens of billions of dollars are spent every year on cancer research, yet curing it is completely still out of our grasp. Doctors can throw chemicals, scalpels, and even nanoparticles at it, but it continues to plague us. Luckily for some, the advancements in cancer treatments and therapies have allowed people to live longer with the disease, and some even going into remission. But until there's a cure, cancer is one of the scariest words a human being can hear. Number 4 is why do we dream? Whether you find yourself soaring through the clouds or having a disturbing nightmare, dreams can be entertaining, disturbing, or downright confusing. But the most confusing thing about them is why we experience them at all. Whether you remember them or not, every time we go to sleep, we dream, with some experts claiming that we have 4 to 6 every night, nearly all of which, like I said, are forgotten. We know that they're the product of the brain, and there's been plenty of progress in interpreting them, but despite this, we can't explain why they happen. Perhaps they're our brain's way of understanding a problem that we're struggling with, or a way for our subconscious to express our hidden fears and desires. Until there's a breakthrough that tells us otherwise, we'll be left in the dark. Number 3 is how did life begin? The question is eternal. How did life come into being? It's a very big question that's left scientists scratching their heads for as long as humans have been around. One that will likely prove near impossible to answer. The prevailing theory of how humans got here involves our prehistoric ancestors crawling out of the sea and adapting to land dwelling. Hydrothermal vents in the ocean contain plenty of energy, and it's believed that life could have originated as molecules within one. However, some argue that life began in small pools of water that existed close to volcanoes, that dried up and then formed again through weather cycles. Discovering exactly how life formed could give us the ability to more easily create it, so perhaps it's a question that we're not supposed to answer. Number 2 is immortality. Imagine never having to attend a funeral for the rest of your life, or for that matter, anyone having to ever attend yours. That's the discovery that many doctors and scientists claim that we're getting close to: immortality. Whether it's through medical advances that sustain us as humans, or a future inside technology, our lives could theoretically never end. As medicine develops, so does our understanding of how and why we age, and that could bring about a way to slow, halt, or even reverse the aging process. Alternatively, as our bodies close in on their expiration date, technological advancements may step in and supply us with a new body. Human minds inhabiting android bodies may seem too sci-fi to be true, but believe it or not, both of these life-extending methods could exist in our lifetime. And number 1 is before the Big Bang. As science gathers more and more evidence proving that the Big Bang created the universe as we know it, one question continues to plague us: what came before it? Currently, there's nothing to show us, so all scientists can do is theorize. One idea says that we're all just in a time loop, and that the universe will continue to expand and then compress, creating and then extinguishing all life. Another says that the universe may actually be one of many, each with its own laws and physics and its own time. Think about it, life is practically a miracle, considering everything that would have to go right for its creation. But with an infinite number of universes, there's bound to be one, in this case ours, that supports it. There are hundreds of other theories about what came before the Big Bang, but for now, that's all that they are: theories. So, 10 mysterious discoveries that have yet to be explained. But what do you think of all these discoveries? Leave a comment below and let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.